This is All India Radio. In the program Insights, now we bring you a special program on hallmarking for gold jewellery, safeguarding the consumer's interest.
Indians love all things shiny and bright. Gold tops the list. India is the world's second largest gold jewellery consumer, in the world second only to China. Now the government has introduced a new rule for the purchase of gold jewellery and artifacts to protect consumers and enhance their confidence in hallmarked gold jewellery. The Bureau of Indian Standards has prohibited sale of gold jewellery and artifacts without a 6-digit alphanumeric hallmark unique identification HUID number. Hallmarking was started by the Bureau of Indian Standards in the year 2000. However, mandatory hallmarking was implemented in 288 districts of the country with effect from June 23, 2021 through the Hallmarking of Gold Jewellery and Gold Artifacts Order 2022. The second phase of mandatory hallmarking came into force on June 1, 2022 in 32 more districts. Hallmark is a mark on gold jewellery which is a fixed fine entity recognized by the Bureau of Indian Standards BIS to assure its fineness and purity. And it is advisable that whenever you buy any gold jewellery, make sure to check the hallmark to avoid being cheated. In an exclusive conversation with All India Radio, Mrs. Nidhi Khare, Additional Secretary, Department of Consumer Affairs, Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, shared ways on how common man can check the hallmark.
If you are buying any gold jewelry, you can just look for these three marks. One is the BIS logo, which you will find on the gold jewelry. The second is the purity of gold, wherein what is the purity of gold assigned on the jewelry piece. Now you must be aware that we are actually carrying out hallmarking for 6 caratage of gold, which is 14, 18, 20, 22, 23 and 24. So this purity of gold is also written there. And then there is a 6-digit alphanumeric code, which is very unique to that jewelry. Consumer can check and authenticate hallmark jewelry items with HUID number using Verify HUID in BIS Care app. So this BIS Care app is available on Android as well as iOS phones. Once the consumer has downloaded BIS Care app, he can reach the Verify HUID logo. And once he fills in the alphanumeric code which is on the jewelry, he will get the entire information of the jeweler who got the article hallmarked, their registration number, purity of the article, type of the article, date of hallmarking, as well as details of hallmarking center which tested and hallmarked the article. So once he knows all this information is there, then he can take it as a guarantee of what has been indicated. He will also come to know whatever he is buying, he can trust that article for its purity.
No gold jewellery is made of 100% gold, as the yellow metal in itself is very soft and has to be mixed with other metals to shape it into jewellery items. The more gold a piece of jewellery has, the more expensive it will be. According to the Bureau of Indian Standards, there are 3 categories of hallmark jewellery. One is 22K916, which means that it is a 22 karat gold and the piece of jewellery has 91.6% gold. Another is 18K750, means that it is an 18 karat gold and the piece of jewellery has 75% gold. And the third one is 14K585, which means that it's a 14 karat gold and the piece of jewellery has 58.5% gold. The HUID number is given to every piece of jewellery at the time of hallmarking and is a unique identifier for each gold item. The jewellery is stamped with a unique number manually at the assaying and hallmarking centres. The HUID makes it easy to trace the individual piece of jewellery in case of fraud suspicion and is a guarantee of quality. In HUID-based hallmarking, registration of jewellers is automatic with no human interference. As it is aimed at ensuring the purity of hallmark jewellery and checking any malpractice, HUID is a secure system and poses no risk to data privacy or security. HUID-based hallmarking is a win-win for everyone. Highlighting the benefits of the 6-digit alphanumeric HUID number, Mrs. Nidhi Khare shared how it will benefit the consumers in many ways.
we have come out with a 6-digit alphanumeric HUID, which is the Hallmarking Unique ID. This was introduced from the 1st July 2021. So all articles hallmarked after 1st July 2021 have to be hallmarked with HUID only. This HUID actually contains three things. One is BIS logo, the other is purity of the article. For example, it can be written 22 carat 916, which is the purity. And then there is a 6-digit alphanumeric HUID, which is the unique code for that particular article. So once the gold jewelry is hallmarked with HUID number, it can be traced to which jeweler he had got the registration done, which hallmarking assaying center actually did it, what was the date, what was the type of jewelry, and things like that. This is something which, we all at some stage or the other, we have all been buying gold jewelry. In our country particularly, where it holds a very sacred experience of buying gold jewelry for different occasions. Most people, whether they are rich or poor, whether they are from urban or rural India, they also buy gold jewelry as a way to invest in future. So it is very important for the consumers to be assured of its purity. And that is what hallmark jewelry provides, an assurance to the purity. In our country, gold jewelry is bought on several occasions in our lives, and whether people are from any section of society, everyone buys gold jewelry. But consumers had this, sense of aggrievement that probably what they are buying, whether it is pure or not, whether it is a guarantee for the quality of gold that they are buying. Because earlier, when the gold jewelry was not hallmarked, there was no way in which the consumer could actually say that what he has bought is the quality that was promised by the jeweler. So now with this hallmark jewelry, he can be assured for life that this jewelry piece is basically of the same caratage which the jeweler said at the time of buying. Once we have introduced this unique alphanumeric 6-digit code, this is traceable, which means that now it can be traced to the jeweler who got it registered, to the assaying hallmarking center who actually assayed the jewelry, and now this fraud can be completely prevented. So neither those jewelers who honestly want to sell hallmark jewelry, who want to do a good business, they need not fear, and the consumers can also trust what they are buying with the hallmark jewelry piece. This step is being taken to safeguard and protect the consumers and enhance their confidence in purchase of hallmarked gold jewelry with traceability and assurance of quality. So this is basically a great initiative for protection of consumer rights in our country.
HUID's most obvious benefit is that the consumer is aware of the quality of the product that they are buying and will not be cheated. But there are other benefits too. It brings about transparency, ensures consumers' rights, and obviates the chances of Inspector Raj. Since the quality of the jewelry is guaranteed, that piece will fetch a higher price than resold. Also, banks are likely to give loans on better terms if the mortgage jewelry is hallmarked. Clearing the air around on what will happen with hallmark gold jewelry lying with consumers as per old schemes, Mrs. Nidhi Khare said,
consumers should be assured if they have bought 4-digit hallmark jewelry in the past, or if they have inherited, gold jewelry from their older generations, which are not hallmarked, they need not worry, because this whole idea is about making sure that the sale of gold jewelry from 1st of April will only be allowed in these mandatory districts with the 6-digit alphanumeric HUID code. So as I said, earlier there was also 4-digit HUID hallmark jewelry which was prevalent when it was not made mandatory. Now they also have written the purity. It is possible that that purity, whatever has been written, is correct also. So consumers should not have any reason to fear. In fact, whatever gold jewelry they are having, they need not fear. It is valid, and they should not fear, any rumor mongering about it. The old hallmark jewelry with 4 marks without HUID was also permitted to be sold by the jewelers along with the 6-digit HUID mark. But more than 1 year and 9 months were given to the jewelers to clear their stock of their 4-digit hallmark articles. And we think that, already enough extensions have been given to the jewelers. So, government is not pulling back, such jewelry. In fact, we are saying if, any future sale of hallmark jewelry will take place only with 6-digit hallmark system. Consumers who are having unhallmarked jewelry, they can wear it, they can use it. It is not a problem with them. If they want to sell it, then they can either get it tested before selling it, or once they know from the assaying hallmarking center what is the purity, then they can negotiate the price when they are selling it off. If it is lying with a jeweler, then again the jeweler can simply melt the jewelry and make new jewelry and get it hallmarked before reselling it. Although, most of the old stock with the jeweler have already been used, because many extensions were given and more than 1 year and 6 months have been given. So by this time, any old hallmark jewelry with the jeweler, the chances are very slim. Hallmark jewelry which has already been sold and is lying with consumers as per old schemes shall remain valid. Consumers having old hallmark jewelry will still have the right to compensation as per Section 49 of BIS Rules 2018 in case it is found to be of lesser purity than the declared value. So the compensation in such case, if consumers get cheated and, for example, on the hallmark jewelry, the prescribed purity is not what is the purity of gold, and if they have been, short shrifted, then the compensation shall be 2 times the amount of difference calculated on the basis of shortage of purity for the weight of such articles sold and the testing charges.
Until 16th of June 2021, gold hallmarking was voluntary. The 6-digit HUID number was introduced from 1st of July 2021. Before the implementation of the 6-digit number, hallmarking consisted of 4 marks: the Bureau of Indian Standards logo, the purity of the article, and the logo of the jeweler and assaying and hallmarking center. Until March 2023, old hallmark jewelry with 4 marks without the HUID was permitted to be sold by jewelers along with a 6-digit HUID mark. From July 2023, the authority gave jewelers more than a year to clear their stocks of 4-digit hallmarked articles. However, jewelers can continue to buy back old gold jewelry without a hallmark from consumers. Sharing the numbers of jewelers who were licensed and total number of articles hallmarked till now, Nidhi Khare answers.
Looking at the demand of consumers for hallmark jewelry, so far 10.30 crore articles have been hallmarked. And we have, say, about 1.53 jewelers across the country who have taken registration under the scheme. And there are 1,395 assaying and hallmarking centers across the country.
Now, India is aiming to ensure that its markets comply with basic standards and satisfy consumers as it envisions to become the 3rd largest economy in the world. According to the new changes, jewelers who violate rules could face a penalty of 5 times the price of the jewelry or 1 year imprisonment or both. The Consumer Affairs Ministry also announced that the hallmark jewelry with consumers under old schemes will remain valid. After the government's move to make 6-digit alphanumeric HUID number mandatory in jewelry from April the 1st, it is also expected that HUID will reduce the volume of smuggled gold in the organized jewelry trade.
You are listening to a special program on Hallmarking for Gold Jewelry, Safeguarding the Consumer's Interest. This program was produced and presented by the News Services Division of All India Radio. You can listen to it on our mobile app News on AIR. This program is also available on our YouTube channel News on AIR Official. You may email your opinion about this program at airnsdtalks@gmail.com.